It's not your fault that you were initially taken in by a narcissist, or stayed longer than you should with the narcissist, or feel that the narcissist conned you. It is just not your fault. And I'm not saying not to take any accountability, but what I am saying is, when I found myself in recovery after narcissistic abuse, there were a lot of channels and there was a lot of information out there supporting the theory that people who were with narcissists were severe codependents and had a lot of issues and needed to go to psychotherapy after the relationship with the narcissist because they were as much at fault as the narcissist for the toxic relationship dynamic. So I'm not throwing that, all of that under the bus and saying none of it's true. What I would like to say is the codependency element is on a small scale. So I'd like to get into the type of people that narcissists are attracted to and will target. And I would like to go through the whole spectrum of those people, from somebody on the very end, of the height of codependency, to somebody who is really normal and healthy, if you want to put it like that, from a psychological point of view. And I also would always like to bring it from the spiritually aware point of view also. So the type of narcissist, or the type of people that narcissists go for, are people of high empathy, have the ability and predisposition to introspect deeply about life and themselves, and prepared to take blame for things that go wrong, like to compromise, put other people first, have a great deal of humanity in them, are very strong, have endured things in life and have come out the other side, and have the ability to endure difficult times, which gives them, and the narcissist knows this, will inspire longevity in the relationship. So when somebody else may have said, listen matey, I'm out of here, you're displaying very toxic behaviours and I am not into this, and you have some issues, the empathic person will look to see, first of all, if it's their fault, and will take a much more than fair portion of blame for something that goes wrong until they see the pattern developing and understand that the issue isn't with them, that it's with the distorted and malignant behaviour of this narcissistic individual, and it's not going to change. This takes time, and the empathic person who has been through a lot in life and possibly had narcissistic parents or upbringings is going to stay in the hope that they can help, that things will get better, and they try and look for the middle ground to sustain the relationship with the narcissist who appears to have so much potential. So, guys, just let me check my notes here for a minute. Okay, so that's the type of person that the narcissist is drawn to. Let's now look at the susceptible scale of where you might have been on that scale in relation to getting into a relationship with the narcissist, and when you come out of it being directed to psychotherapy because the issue was 50% or more with you. I don't buy that. There may be a minority of cases that are so codependent that they need to go to therapy after the narcissist. But the danger of the psychotherapy is that the psychotherapist concentrates on the person in front of them, looking to do work with that person so that they can have an ongoing professional relationship with that person, trying to sort that person out, rather than taking a 50-50 view. Oh, you were with a narcissist. Well, that would explain why you acted in such a way. It may partially be due to your outlook in life or whatever happened to you in the past, but it is not 100% your problem. So what we're going to work on, we're going to take what actually happened into account and work on your recovery, but from a whole different point of view. And that is so important, because this therapy after a narcissist, if you're with somebody who doesn't understand the narcissistic personality disorder, can really set you back instead of heal you. So be very aware of this. And if you're going for psychotherapy or coaching, make sure the person knows what they're talking about and can recognize the patterns in narcissistic personality disorder. So literally you can be on the very end of the scale, where you've grown up with a narcissistic parent, 1 or 2, and you've normalized that type of behavior, and you've learned how to survive in a family of that nature, so that your behaviors very well suit the narcissistic individual that comes into your life in adulthood, relationship-wise, etc. So there is that end of the scale, and then there's somebody who has never known a narcissist or never had a close relationship with a narcissist, had a great life before meeting the narcissist, and was perplexed and astounded at the narcissist's behavior, at the manipulative nature, at the silent treatments, at the isolation, and tried to understand the person, not knowing about narcissistic personality disorder, and lasted longer than they might have or should have had they known about what and who a narcissist is. So I have 2 great comments here on the channel recently in relation to people that got into relationships with narcissists. And these people sound very sound to me. So they're part of our community, and I think it's interesting to see their take on it, and they have contributed in the comments for our benefit, for your benefit. And I applaud them for doing so, and I applaud them for the work they've obviously done on themselves to get out of these relationships, and for such a sound view that they now are displaying in relation to what happened to them in those relationships. So if I can get into the comments, and we can do a little bit of analysis as we go along. And before we do that, I would like to very much thank whoever, maybe it was a group, maybe it was a person, I don't know what has happened, but somebody has shared some of the work of our channel. And the channel has grown exponentially. If you look at the numbers from last month to this month of subscribers and people watching, and the work getting out there. So I cannot thank you enough, whoever you are. I can't identify why it's happened. And obviously, if anybody can share and get help the channel and do what you can, if the work is of value to you, I just can't express how grateful I would be at this point in time. So, okay, so let's get into the first comment. I think this is from a man. Okay, so I don't say the names because I don't want to embarrass anybody if they don't want this going out to loads and loads of people and they just commented on a certain section. But you will know who you are if you're watching, this podcast. So I really appreciate your comment. Narcissists can destroy or build your character. This is true. This is actually true. At the end of a narcissistic relationship, I mean, you feel very destroyed. Certainly, some people feel so destroyed that they actually will remain so, unfortunately. They don't either get the information or they don't have the will to go forward. But some people in the destructive phase, the survival phase, they learn to rebuild themselves. And this does not happen to them again. And they become stronger and get to know themselves better and have such a joyful life after this dastardly experience with this darkest of individuals types. In the beginning, she was destroying me because I didn't know I was in a marriage with a narcissist. Exactly. You're in the devaluation stage and it's absolutely horrendous and you don't know why you're feeling so absolutely awful. 6 years into the relationship, I bumped into a YouTube video on NPD, narcissistic personality disorder, for anyone who's not aware. It was an awakening for me because it ticked all the boxes about who I was married to. It's incredible, some people will say, oh, you guys, when you have the naysayers on the channel, there's not that many. Most of the people on this channel are extremely, I think, intelligent and intellectual. You get some of them coming on and saying, oh, you just call everyone narcissist because your relationship didn't work out. Yes, indeed. Okay, so most of us don't want to understand that we were with a narcissist in a relationship because, well, it just feels embarrassing sometimes. You just, oh my God, I can't believe that. And it feels hard to believe also. Okay, so it ticked all the boxes. You were 6 years with this person. It must have been mind-blowing, the penny dropping like that. My mindset shifted because I now knew what I was dealing with. I consciously started returning her energy. I would gaslight her back, silent treat her back. Eventually I filed for divorce. Well, that was the better move. The relationship lasted 10 years. Now she wants me back, and it's not going to happen. The devil incarnate she is. And again, a lot of people looking at the spiritual information and, the use of the word demonic energy and things really gets some people riled up. I've had some terrible comments recently on the channel about, who do I think I am? And, anyway, with the video that's gone quite viral about all narcissists share the same demonic energy. If you've actually been with one of these people in a close relationship and they've really gone after you, it's very difficult to describe it any other way. And yes, you say she wants you back after this, at this stage. They always, always, always come back for at least something. If not a look, an inquiry, the full-on relationship, they go in cycles. If you're in one of their cycles, you're in their cycle forever until you decide to get out of it. Okay, it is true that everything happens for our good. I firmly believe that. I firmly believe that. We are sent things for our own good to awaken and enlighten us, should we choose that option. I am a better person now in terms of appreciating things and relationships that I used to take for granted. There's something about a relationship that's so relaxing, maybe a friendship. There's no tensions, there's just enjoyed company together, peaceful times, lovely laughs, and you don't feel an edge to them, and they're the most beautiful of wonderful relationships. Narcissistic relationships tend to go with highs and lows, drama and excitements, and, they can be exciting at times, but generally will always end up with you on your bottom on the ground over and over again because the narcissist is not well intentioned towards you. Don't let narcissists destroy you. Use the experience to become a better human being. At the same time, I do understand how some people get destroyed by narcissists. Yes, if people have maybe had a difficult beginning, if they don't know what a narcissist is, if they can't self-advocate, they're too destroyed, if the narcissist really disables them, financially, or takes the children. There's so many different things the narcissist can do to destroy us. So help our fellow human being. If we see somebody in distress, we do not know what they have gone through. You may have an idea having been through it yourself, but we do not walk in another man's or woman's shoes. So it behooves us, I think, to extend a helping hand. You never know what one smile in the day towards somebody will do for that person. It can be the change between them surviving or not surviving. You just don't know. Okay, so the next comment is, I have to go to the beginning here now. So thank you for that comment. And the next comment is about somebody who in later life, I think, you got married. So here we go. Paula, exclamation marks. Oh my God. I am so astounded by the spot-on accuracy of this segment. I can't remember which segment it is now. I am entering the separation phase of 9 years with a malignant, abusive, and unequivocally demonic narc. You know, for somebody to say that, they don't say it lightly. They have seen the darker side of this person, and they have felt the wrath and the rage and the humiliation and the devaluation and the insults from this person. And again, I mean, the last comment, the person sounds pretty darn sound. He just didn't know about narcissistic personality disorder. There's no codependency there. He just didn't know. And this person, you tell me what you think of this person's comment, because I think this person sounds pretty clued in as well. Not somebody who's flaying all over the place and doesn't know what she's talking about. And these are the people that are here, you know, sharing information and have been through the awfulness of a relationship with a narcissist. So I digress. Let me get back. I am an extremely gregarious and strong 70-year-old woman, still full of personality, confidence and life. Retired from a successful career, grown children, hobbies, friends and close family. Now that doesn't sound like someone who's a disaster to me. It sounds the exact opposite. And you're able to recognise it and you're owning it after being with one of these people that wants to take all of that away from you and your idea of who you are away from you. Claim it for themselves and spew out all their negativity onto you and project onto you how they feel about themselves and try and convince you to take on that burden and to carry it away and literally destroy your life so that they can get pumped up temporarily by feeling that they are you and have your energy. It is very sick. But let me tell you, girl, after never having dealt with a narcissist before, I fell straight into the trap like a fly on sticky paper. Love it. For the first couple of years, I was just trying like hell to figure him out. The mask would slip. I would see someone different. He was moody, or was it bipolar? He was distant, or was he stressed? You can see. Tell us, have you gone through these stages, trying to figure out what the heck is going on with this person and trying to come up with excuses from your point of view as to why somebody would behave in such a way? What was the explanation from a normal human point of view, not a personality disorder, darker soul? You know, we tried to figure them out. But as time went on, it just got curiouser and more curious, let's say that. Then weird. Then difficult. Then the verbal abuse started, and the monster within got more and more bold, even though, let me tell you, I was a formidable opponent. And that's probably what has saved me. That is probably why he started having affairs, and in brackets, which I only recently learned. And now why he has restarted a romantic relationship with his last ex-wife, and in brackets, I'm number 4. I know, exclamation marks. And not even trying to cover it up, this affair he's having. Just narcissist cycle back to his last ex-wife. It is so typically and boringly typical. Absolutely no remorse. Total entitlement. Hiding money in bank accounts I don't know about, and in brackets, but I do. And we are still married and living under the same roof. Is it hurtful? Oh, hell yes. Not gonna lie. Is it gonna kill me? Oh, hell no. If she's ignorant enough to try again with a man she left, for the very same reasons, she's just as dysfunctional, and they deserve each other. Well, the woman may not know about narcissistic personality disorder, unfortunately, and is glad to have the narcissist back, which is typical behaviour when we don't know and when we haven't done any work on ourselves, or if the lady's codependent, or if she's in bad circumstances and he's offering to save her. There's so many different reasons, but it's just not a good idea, as we know. And boy, is he ever going to show me. He's leaving a 2,800 square foot home on 8 wooded acres to move into a 29-foot travel trailer in an RV park with his new old wife. That ought to implode in about 3 months flat, that relationship. Anyway, the validation I feel after watching this video was the shot in the arm I needed to propel me forward and as far away from this demon, in brackets, and you are so very right about that, as possible. Never again. Prayers and hugs for every woman out there and man who feels so alone right now, so lost, so scared, so doubting, wondering how they could ever not have seen this coming. It's not your fault. And that's in big capital letters. They are character actors in a very sinister play. The Bible says that Satan roams about on the earth like a roaring lion, seeking to devour someone. And that is exactly how I see a narcissist now. Remember, brothers and sisters, a peaceful life alone is 2,000 times better than a life of uncertainty and turmoil with a partner like that. Choose you. Okay, that was it. That was my reply to the comment. Thank you so much for that message of hope. Obviously, deeply hurt, strength and endurance to overcome, your hopes and dreams of a good relationship after a successful and ongoingly successful life. Who knows what you are going to do now, having endured that and come out the other side and really appreciating the peace and joy of not having that torturous, emotional, psychological and sometimes physical with people, disgusting behaviour going on directed towards you. That's it for now, guys. I'm thinking of doing a podcast on the silent treatment next, so let me know how you feel about that, or if there is anything you would like covered. And again, thank you. New subscribers, you're so welcome here, but thank you to whoever shares the work, because you are helping us tremendously. And I'm putting my last son through his master's university course, so it's difficult to get time to make the podcasts with the work that I'm doing to obviously support him, and I'm delighted to do it. It's such a good feeling. But it really helps then when the numbers grow and the work gets out there. It's kind of very validating, and it keeps me going, me and the co-producer behind me. So thanks once again, and please take care of yourselves. We will see you again shortly.